ISP Cloud offers schools a feature called Homestay Student Matching, which enables you as a school to be able to find the best matches between the students and host families based on a set of questions that you would send out both to students and homestays as surveys to which they will reply back, and then the system will make the calculations and it will give you the best matches. In order to proceed with creating the surveys that you will send out both to the students and host families, you need to go in ISP either to students or homestays, it doesn't matter. Once you create the surveys, it will apply, as you'll be able to view on my screen, both to students and to host families. First on the screen you'll be able to see there is the steps which are arranged in order that you need to take in order to do the necessary setup for the student and host matching to work properly. So the initial setup, it means that you first need to create and edit the homestay student matching questions. And how does that work? For instance, let's say we would create a question which you want to be applicable both to the student and also to the host families. And you can do that easily from here. As you can see here, I've made them to be active both on the student survey and on the homestay survey. So let's say one question for the homestays: do you have any pets? And for the student, the question could be, are you alright with pets? And then you have the type of answer, and it can be yes, no, or it can also be drop down, it can also be a free text. And once you've done your preferences, you just need to save the question. Once you've saved the question, it will apply, as I've mentioned, both to students and also to the host families. And you can create as many questions as you need on the survey. Once you've made the initial setup for the survey, then you will be able to view the survey. For example, it will show for them something similar to what you see on my screen. It will show a bit different. However, as you can see here, the questions in this case, which are for students: are you alright with pets? Are you alright with small children under 10 years old? If they smoke or not? If they require special diets? Do you prefer a single room? And other questions that you can edit or remove as you require. Once you have the surveys created, you'll have a link that you'll be able to insert on a letter template that you'll send out to your students and to your host families. So you'll have the letters, you'll have a set of attachments, and you can just select a template. And once you have the template, you just easily can insert a specific link for the survey. And once they click the link on the letter template, it will direct them to the survey. And once they answer to your questions, that information will save in ISP Cloud, and based on which ISP Cloud, as I've mentioned earlier, will give you the best matches. So for instance, as you can see here, we have a student, Li Huang, and for them this would be the best matches, the host families, based on the answers. And if you want to review which answers have been given, which match and which do not match, you just select one of the host families, and here below you see the matching criteria for family Wendy Anderson. And as you can see here, those marked with green means that both the student and the host families match. and in red, those that do not match. So you can filter by answers matching and answers not matching. And once you've reviewed for one host family or for all host families that are given as the best matches, you can actually easily go and say reserve a room. And you can just type in when the student is joining the family and when they are going to leave the family. And you can also mark a room as private. So if the student doesn't want to share a room with any other student, you can also do that from here.